preparation for this piece, and I remembered her. And she told me that her teacher told her that she wasn't going to answer any more of her questions because she asked too many. And she was too dumb to comprehend the answers when the curiosity and stupidity become one in itself. She blamed her intellectual disability, but what she didn't know is that curiosity is not the product of a disabled intellect, but a vigorous one. That teacher could have been more incorrect and a coward, playing off of another's weakness to lessen the blow that those questions really bring. Only just that she doesn't have all of the answers, but none of us do. Our nation isn't too good at admitting its own stupidity, but finds no problem in calling out someone else's. You see, my skin isn't their white shade of brown either, and you don't act or function the way they like you to, and he doesn't like who they want him to. We go against the laws in their programmed man-made nature. We're the examples that there is no set type of human. They tell us we're the flaws in their system of normal. We're non-human aliens. They are wrong. They are so wrong. I was babysitting a little girl. She was 4 years old and I placed a globe in front of her, shaking. She took her finger and traced the lines on that globe. She traced the lines on that globe that separated our continents from the water and each other. She traced those lines until her finger got tired and she looked in my eyes with such purity it stung. She said, "It's broken." I still don't know to this day if she was asking me a question. There is something about when a little kid says something so simple but oh so powerful and it tugs on your heartstrings. I had no other choice but to look at her with just as much honesty and reply, yes. Yes it is. You were birthed into a fallen world. I look into her glossy eyes and her smile has become pure. Even if that's possible, and she laughs with such innocence and strength that it lights up my soul. When I hear it, I imagine that when God created you, he took one of his musical notes and placed it in your throat. So every time you opened your mouth and let sound out, we would hear him in your voice. They call you special for a reason. You are God's miracle disguised in a body that they call disabled, but you are more than capable. This world just isn't always wired for you. Gravity can't handle the pull off your feet to the earth, so it sets you off balance and you have to roll with it. You clap and sing to the tune that the angels clap their wings to, and you stump to how many different heartbeats 20 years later and you're just as pure. Do you know how much power is in that? They feel your differences because they can't completely strip you of your innocence. You're stronger. You are stronger. I won't let them make you sound like a mistake. You are God's way of showing us him again. A true blessing. One that their almighty intelligence just can't comprehend.
Okay, go.
Oh, sorry. My name is Jenny, and I actually am from Washington, D.C. I work with Special Olympics, and the poem was an incredible inspiration, especially learning about how she came up with writing the poem. That curiosity can't bring you down, and if you've got it, that's what you should pursue.
Cool.
It was an amazing experience. I feel like my life was just changed. This guy got up, his name was Mark, and he talked about his son, Zachary, who was autistic, and the way he was just explaining the...
No, he has Down syndrome.
Oh, Down syndrome.
Yes.
And the way he was just explaining the struggle of being a father with a son that way, and it was just his story that impacted me and touched my heart, and I feel like I'm changed.
Yeah, and the PSE and G, that guy, what was his name, Vaughn McCoy, his speech about being an advocate for justice, doing things to be great. He had 3 major components to being great. One was, what was the first one? I can't remember what the first one was.
Being passionate.
Yes, being passionate about what you want to do, being maximizing your potential, and being you, because nobody can be you better than you can be you, and so the greatest way to be great is to be the best you can be. That really touched me personally. So, yeah, the opening ceremony was pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Katherine got up there and killed it, son. Got up there and killed it on the mic, son.
You did.
We changing the game, son. We changing the game. You don't even know it. You don't even know it.
How do people respond to your poem?
Bro, standing ovation. Like, first everybody was loud clapping, then they just started to stand up like a wave around the room.
I felt real awkward.
I didn't even know what I was just sitting there. Just sitting there looking like, oh, well, you know. And they kept clapping. Like, it wasn't like no clapping there, sit
what's
down.
What's the dignified way to take a standing ovation? Do you just sit there and be quiet, or
bow?
Bow?
We bowed and it was awkward, you know.
Yeah, it
the
was
whole
awkward.
situation was
I didn't notice
awkward.
we was bowing to.
I tried to
was
sit down and they was
up.
attacking my hand to shake it. Like, it was weird.
So how'd y'all deal with the tears in the audience?
Yes, I was doing my poem.
Catherine
this
broke
lady-
down, son.
and
She
this
broke.
lady- I ain't cry, G. But this lady, she was in the audience and she was bawling, but she was looking me dead in my eyes, and some tears were falling out her eyes, and I messed up my words because of her tears.
Because it touched her in her soul.
Yes,
She
I
felt
almost
touched.
started crying. Like this lady was trying to come for my life, my tears. You know what I'm saying?
Or she
was
felt
real.
genuinely touched by what it was we were talking about. It just goes to show the power of youth voice and what we can do to change our community. It's nice to know that we're actually reaching somebody. You're not
Changing
talking,
the world
taking
one
shots.
poem at a time.
One poem at a time.